My name's Sarah and I'm going to apply a modified Robert Jones bandage to this canine. So I've already gathered all of my materials, my 1-inch porous tape, my cast padding, stretch gauze, and vet wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and bring us in for a closer look while I apply this. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply my stirrups. So I'm going to go on the medial and lateral aspects of the limb. Go here. And then use my tongue depressor to keep these ends of tape from sticking together. The medial side. I'm going to start off with my cast padding around the toes, or starting from the toes. I'm going to keep my tape in place on our furry feet. Just going to wrap all the way around, working our way up the limb. I'm going to cover half of the distance that I did the first time, making sure that I overlap each layer by about half. I'm going to make sure that my bandage stays nice and flat the whole time. And we're going to go all the way up around the elbow, which will help make sure that our bandage stays secure also. And I'm going to do one more layer of the padding. Again, we're going to start at the base of the foot, working proximally. Covering half of my previous distance each time. All the way up the limb. Making sure that it stays nice and flat. And then again over this elbow. Then I will go around with my gauze. Again, doing exactly as I did before, making sure I cover roughly half of the previous time around. And I'm going to make sure that this new layer does not go past any of my previous layers. Use my bandage scissors and end there. Now before I apply my layer of vet wrap, I'm going to undo these stirrups from my tongue depressor and turn them and put them right against my gauze layer so that this will help keep my bandage in place. Alright, and at this point I can see that my toes are pointing out nicely so that they'll be used for assessment. And now I can go ahead and apply my layer of vet wrap, making sure not to completely cover the ends of my last layer, leaving a little bit of that cast padding and gauze exposed down here at the end. Making sure my tape stays in place as I go around. And again, just like my previous layers, I'm going to cover roughly half of the distance I covered the last time around. Alright, I'm going to use my bandage scissors to get rid of this. Top layer, so I can see my cast padding and my gauze layer just right there. I'm still up over the elbow, which will help keep my bandage secure. The bandage does look nice and flat. And then my toes down here will check for temperature, and they do feel warm. And they'll also be used to check for swelling. They look normal right now, and this is something that we'll teach the owner to check multiple times a day at home. This helps make sure that the bandage is not too tight. If the toes were to become cold or increase in any swelling where the nails start to split apart from toe swelling, we would need to see them back right away because we would have to change this bandage because that means it's getting a little too tight. But that's how you apply a modified Robert Jones.